season 3 of The Boys?
Yes.
Now, we've only got the first 3 episodes. I can already say it's going to be the best season so far. Where are you at right now? How you feel?
It's still a wild and crazy ride. I mean, every time you're just like shot, they throw something else out there, you're like, wow, okay.
how can they top shrunken men jumping inside of a woman between a woman's legs? Jumping inside of a guy's pee hole. There you go.
And then sneezing and
yeah, exactly. It's sneezing and killing the guy. It's funny where it's. I like the way it started off. The way Huey in that department for supers and stuff. Everybody felt like they got pardoned. Everybody pretty much had a fresh start. Mm-hmm. It seemed like, and then all the BS again. It pulls them all back in. Him and Starlight, I guess, getting together, mm-hmm. being open and whatnot.
He's convinced Butcher and his crew to walk the straight and narrow as straight and narrow as they can be. But still working under to capture Supes and turn them in. Yeah, which seemed like a legit good thing. I mean, obviously you guys are good at it because you guys are you're the only humans in the world that can able to really infiltrate these Supes when they get out of hand and put them back under control. The one person that no one still can put under control really is Homelander. Yeah. The only one that's right as of now, it's close to doing it is Edgar, the big boss of Vought. Mm. He's the only one that seems to be able to keep him in his place for now. But now it seems like Homelander is going full Trump. Well, he was so scared at first because his ratings were so low and it was really freaking him, depressing him. And then when he finally reached his boiling point and just let it all loose.
He went on a little rant.
And then was surprised when everybody went, oh, we love it. He was like, you mean I could have been doing this all along? Just
because it spoke to, what did it say? Oh, it really speaking to
all the white men.
Like they're speaking to all that stuff. Like him trying to fight against his ex-girlfriend who turned out to be a secret Nazi and all that stuff. He was like, you can bring the master race and all that stuff. And he's like, no, I'm not trying to do, I'm the master race. I'm not trying to do all that crap. You fight against it all you want, but if you're going to go this route where you're pushing because Homelander's always been that character, that obnoxious bully type American, a dick, and can be racist too. He's not afraid to do all that stuff. So it's like you can pretend like you're not a Nazi all you want to, but
basically
you're still going to be rubbing elbows with that same mentality.
Saving of people is not for the goodness. It's because
he just needs to be loved.
Yeah, it's just because I know that it gets me views and people clap because I really could care less.
So now that he's like, okay, now I have a new audience, a new demographic, and my ratings are gone.
Like, we're going full out here.
Exactly. Now it's like the only thing that's keeping him in check, expose him for what he did on that plane.
Which at the end he didn't care.
I mean, if that video still comes out, that's it. I mean, unless they really try to mimic what happened. Like, I mean, when I say the reason why I went like he's going full of Trump is because that whole thing where he can do anything he wants and still get away with it. What did Trump say? I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and you can not lose one vote. Now, if they're going that route, then Homelander's there's nothing you can do to him. You gotta kill him.
That's why now all of them are slowly turning to the Starlight Huey side to say, oh, we got to stop this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how yet, but we got to stop him now because he's getting out of control.
Finds a way to get back in that spotlight. It seemed like everybody was turning against him until that rant, and then his ratings went up. Now he's back on being on top with popularity. Now that's going to embolden him to keep acting like a dick. He's going after Huey's girlfriend now publicly.
Oh yeah, Huey tells her prior to knowing any of this, just keep faking them out. Just keep doing what you got to do. Mm-hmm. Give us some time. Don't rock the boat. And then Homelander's got to throw in, oh, well, we're so in love. Yeah. And
the hunt for his son, trying to find out where his son is. The whole thing with Billy Butcher and Homelander's kid,
which he may have just turned him towards the dark side a little bit by being so ugly and
try to push him away or he knows that could be the trigger that he needs to make his powers come out. I don't know. I mean, Huey said that he understood why he's pushing the boy away, but could it be because he doesn't want to disappoint him in the future? Is he afraid to get close to him because of his mother, or is he trying to kill two birds with one stone, get him angry so he can focus on getting his powers where they need to be?
Some of it too was that Grace told him, I can't protect him very well when you keep showing up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're moving us to different places to hide him, but then you keep parading yourself in here.
It's going to get us caught.
So I don't know if that was his method to say, well, if he doesn't keep asking for me to come visit because he's mad at me, then I don't have to come visit anymore, and then you're more safe, I guess. Maybe that was his plan. Besides the fact that Butcher can just easily be a dick himself.
Yeah.
He's a lot more like Homelander than he wants to be.
That conversation between him and Homelander, I was like, those two could be friends.
Oh, yeah. Especially with him now taking these temporary superpowers.
Yeah.
He, saw how easily it was for him to be hungry on that power of, I can do anything.
It's interesting how the pills gave him Homelander's power.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it could have been anything, but you are now Homelander. Now, it'd be interesting if they try to make it permanent and Butcher become.
Well, he did exactly what he's not wanting them to do. All he had to do was, capture that gunpowder guy, call someone and say, yeah, he's handcuffed or whatever. But instead, he chose to kill him.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he knew at the time that lasers were going to come out of his eyes, but he did.
No, he punched him to death.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm splitting hairs. Yeah, that was that lasers. The finishing him off part was an accident, but he was trying to kill him. The Deep. I like the fact that the way everybody's trying to get back into Homelander's good graces and get back on top, and he's like trying to petty his way back in. He's just being such a pushover at everything, to the point where Homelander is even able to bully him into eating an octopus, his friend octopus. That his wife was jealous of because he was thinking of the octopus before. Like, everybody in that show is sick, but the actor who plays the Deep also was funny. I read online that he's getting a lot of hate mails from fans who are supporting Aquaman. That you're disrespecting Aquaman. And he says he loves all your hate mail on that. So he said, so obviously he's doing his job.
We found out the connection between the head of this federal bureau is the adopted daughter of the guy who controls
Vought, Stan Edgar, who actually controls Vought.
But we don't really know,
because we learned that she was the one who blew up the heads of people in Congress.
Opposing teams. What you would assume, because she's wanting to get rid of Soups, but he supports Soups. So we don't really know what is the connection there.
But he seems like he's over it, because what he said to the military was that the mistake that they made before was giving these powers to them permanent. So now the plan is make it temporary. That way they're more controlled.
He said he wants his money to be made this way, so that not from the.
I think the ultimate plan is to get rid of all the permanent Soups and only have it at a temporary basis, because it's safer for the planet. I mean, if these people can lose their powers in 24 hours, then they can be stopped easier. But if they're permanently Soups, like they're like Homelander, then you can't figure out how to get rid of them. But we
don't know. We've seen temporary side effects from
taking that stuff.
But we don't know if continued use is
vomiting on Huey seems to be a side effect.
Right in his face. That was pretty funny.
I think Victoria's power is interesting, though. It feels like she could be able to take out Homelander. I mean, everybody.
I would think it's like her mind just blows.
Yeah, I mean, unless his organs are also steel and bulletproof. I mean, it seems like some of these characters who are bulletproof on the outside can still be vulnerable on the inside. Why can't she just blow up Homelander's brain?
And then they're looking for some sort of weapon that they feel could destroy him, because it destroyed Soldier Boy, who was supposed to be, I guess, indestructible. But we have only gotten to see Soldier
Boy in flashbacks.
I
thought we would see him at least on episode 3.
I thought the way they
it's probably gonna be
indicated on trailers was like he was an active part of the season.
I believe if he's anything like Captain America, I believe he will be brought in. But I thought it would have happened by now. The first 3 episodes, we only got flashbacks. That was the only thing that was disappointing me. At least we saw him, and we saw him being almost just like Homelander. He was a dick. He was a bully and stuff like that too. So he's just like Homelander. So I guess maybe that's why we haven't seen him in the present yet. Because now that Homelander's got his popularity back, what happens then when Soldier Boy, somebody's just as popular, just as American as you, the same look, all pretty much, and wears the red, white, and blue just like you do, can challenge that, and he's just as strong as you. I think that's what's going to happen when Soldier Boy finally comes back, because I think he's going to challenge, like, who really is going to run the 7. How long is Starlight? going to have her sway because she only had it for one day before Homelander got his popularity back through another group, a demographic. So how long is she going to stay? Still.
Well, and so we have the new member that just got selected from this reality TV show. Mm-hmm. The Deep, of course, was one of the winners because they just randomly decided to throw him in and say, "You win."
I'm sure. And I'm sure that was all Homelander because he definitely did not want the other two girls, any of it, because they were.
Because the one was from Afghan, and he was like, "Yeah, we."
One was African, and the other one was Afghan. Yeah. Homelander would definitely not want any of them on the team.
She was like, "Yeah, but she's actually good. Like, she's a good person." He's like, "No."
Barely tolerates A-Train, and he's bullying the hell out of A-Train, calling him fat all the time.
Yeah, she's calling him fatty.
So yeah,
well, we have this other new guy that used to be Starlight's boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's
Hispanic, isn't he?
Yes.
You know, Homeland is also going to mess with him too.
But she has at least told him what's going on
and what to expect.
And he seems on board with
just to have her back.
No, yeah, to
protect her from.
Yes. So.
Which is going to.
But we don't even know what his powers are.
Whatever they are,
besides singing and dancing to cheesy songs that.
Yeah. Homelander. I mean, you already saw what Homelander does to a dude last season when that was like a Daredevil character, who had that was super hearing thing. He burst the guys. So I don't know what his powers are, but I don't think he's long for this season. I think Homelander will him being Hispanic and that's just too much friction there. The fact that the whole thing of the jokes about building the wall and stuff like that. Homelander's going to target him and bully the crap out of him. I feel like. To Homelander, he was a lesser evil versus the other two girls who were more qualified. He just fixed up.
I also feel like we may see.
And when I say lesser evil, I mean like in his racist way of thinking. I'd rather deal with this. At least he's a man. You know what I
mean. We may see A-Train die this season just because he seems so
slowed down.
He isn't able to accept that his career is really over because they've told him you can't run because if you run,
you die.
It's very. You may not die today, but tomorrow you run, you die. We don't know what day it will be, but it will kill you, so don't do it again. And
he's got a brother that
who keeps trying to, give him other options, and he keeps refusing. So he's like, he can't let go of that superstardom, so I'm afraid that at some point he is going to finally just be like, screw it, I'm just going to do it anyways.
And he's got a brother that seems like a real decent guy that keeps pushing him to be a better person.
Yeah.
And so it's in there. But A-Train has done so much to where he's not redeemable. I mean, Huey is never going to forgive him. Like him tolerating him and him tolerating standing next to Homelander and stuff. That's I don't know what Huey would have to die. A-Train would have to die saving Huey or something. It would have to be something big for him to redeem himself after what he did. Because he didn't do what he did to Huey's ex-girlfriend or former girlfriend on purpose. He was afraid of Homelander, needed to do what he had to do. He was high, I think, at the time, and he didn't see the girl. He ran, but the way he acted, so smug about it after the fact, like forced that apology and like, come on, like, and then laughed about it later. Like, oh no, it's gonna. I believe you're right. I think he will die, but he would have to die turning on Homelander. And being the first to man up to charge again. Because Maeve wants Homelander dead now. We didn't get a lot with Maeve.
We've just gotten her getting data, getting intel.
Yeah, making things happen. Like she's planning to do a big push against Homelander. But I'm curious on which way they're going to go with it. So they get Soulja Boy to help fight against them, but then Soulja Boy becomes just as bad. I'm like, it's so many places where this stuff can go. I'm curious on where this all is going to go, but I'm enjoying it right now. Black Noir. I'm trying to remember if he died last season.
I thought he did.
Yeah. Where else? I mean, it's just the first 3 episodes, so I mean they were great. Butcher's powers. Trying to figure out what's going on with Naughty. What was her name? What's her name? Victoria. And now we got Mother's Milk back in the mix, and him dealing with the fact that his wife is with a new man and all that stuff. It's an interesting start. It's bonkers like it's always been, and it's on the path to being the best season yet. So I'm happy with it. Anything else that we missed?
No, it's a wild ride.
We gotta wait for episode 4 on Friday. A whole week. We gotta wait for it. So yeah, we'll keep that one short. I loved it. That was that's our recap of everything that we saw for those first 3 episodes and what our thoughts on it. And I'm curious on where it's going to go. It's wide open. Can't wait to see Soldier Boy and see what happens with that. Let us know what you guys think. And until next time, guys.
Bottle bubbling, I'm bald and black and loving. My bottle bubbling.